Don't tell Ramona everything. She won't understand. She's not from this neighborhood. Let her see this side of you. The pure side. The good side. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Freaking crazy episode, you guys. Definitely shout out to Black Caesar 21, who was like, everybody's against my dude right now. He said something along those lines. I was trying to paraphrase. Pretty much, damn, everyone against my Ghost didn't do nothing wrong this episode. My guy Ghost. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, that was the episode where he actually wasn't really doing too much wrong. But this episode, I feel like he was shady as shit. But we're going to get into it right now. And so, he's still trying to talk to Tyreek in the beginning of the episode, trying to, like, reach out to him and really get him, like, back on his good graces or whatever, especially since the blow-up in the last episode. But he still was, like, dubbing him in the beginning of the episode. And so, it's official. He is running for the whole governor, lieutenant position. Well, he's in it. He's doing it. They, like, put it on TV. So, yeah, he's out there now. So, it is a little bit crazy because it's like this man has such a crazy past. For him to kind of put himself out on Front Street is just like, it's very risky for him. He knows that so many people is up against him. So, I don't know. Like, most people in his position would kind of lay low and just stay out of the spotlight. He does everything to be in the spotlight. You know, he'd be doing the exact opposite. But the way they put him out there, Ramona really helped to clean up his image and make it look like, you know, he was exonerated after they tried to frame him and all these things for murder and everything. So it's like, it's making him look even better. It lets people know, like, he's for the people. He was in jail at some point. You know, like, he can really relate. He really changed his life around. Why are my glasses always so dirty? I think it's that because of the light, that's when I, like, really see the dirt, you know, all up in my glasses and stuff like that. It just be feeling weird when I be looking at it, honey, child. It's like every time I'm on here, it's always a time for me to be cleaning my glasses. All right. That's why I need to just put on my contacts, but as you can see, I'm in my home gear. I told y'all when I wear the sweater, that means I ain't looking too good. You know, I was just chilling. It's kind of late right now. The episode been passed. So Sax, he's trying to really make sure that James, he goes down for everything, for the whole Terry Silver, or for something, like anything he can find. He wants to see this man go down. He has like this super crazy vendetta against him where he just wants to see this man arrested. I guess because he feels like he got humiliated by him. I don't really know why he has such a big hard on for this man, but he definitely does. And so he goes to his old boss and tries to tell him to check for search warrants because he killed Lakeisha. But the boss isn't buying it because he's like, nah, like, we know where he was. He has an alibi for that time. And he didn't do it, you know. But Sax was just throwing it out there because he didn't want to put out, I guess, a Terry Silver thing because he wasn't even supposed to know about that. So, but he was just trying to push them to try to find something at the house. Because he's like, he knows if they search the house, then they're going to find something, you know? And because he planted that information via Dre. So Sax and Bianca, they go to see Tate to find out more information about James. And to find out if he knew anything about him going to see Terry Silver. And after Sax has a good little chat with him, you know, kind of feeds him some information, then yeah, he definitely saw him when he was going to do that, to go, you know, kill this dude. He definitely saw him. He looked like he had that rage in his eye. You know, he followed after his wife Tasha, who was going to see Terry Silver at the time. Yeah, definitely. You know, so he pretty much had a coerced, I guess it's like a statement that he wrote to say that he saw all those things. So Bianca, she wasn't really feeling the whole scene, the whole vibe, because she knows, like, she could really definitely get in trouble if it gets out. Like, this dude, he don't really got nothing to lose because he already lost his job. It's like, yeah, you may go to jail, but, like, she would lose her job, too, and her dignity, her pride, her pension, you know, pretty much everything that she's worked hard for, kind of like an Angela situation. So now James, he's still bugging out. He's still seeing Angela, still talking to her, but for this particular scene, I think it was, he kind of, I felt like this was a moment of closure where he tells her that he sees a future with Ramona and he feels like, he can definitely build. It's not the same as what he had with her, but she is definitely where he sees himself going because she actually does believe in him, kind of like how she believed in him. And that's the difference between Tasha. I know a lot of people said, he was wrong for the whole Tasha situation, but the fact of the matter was that he wasn't going anywhere with Tasha. He was staying the same person, the same man who he didn't want to be anymore. She didn't see anything past him being a drug dealer. And that's the reason why he gravitated to something else. So it wasn't, he's just a despicable person. Although we're going to get to some parts where I do feel like he kind of was despicable. But it was, he wanted better for himself, but the person he was with didn't want to grow and help him to, or even believe in him, that he could be this person that he wanted to be. And I mean, who wants that by their side? Who wants somebody like that who thinks that you're just one thing? You're just good for, what you've been doing. You're nothing more. And he literally tells you he can end up in prison or dead, and you feel like, well, that's the life that we chose, so that's what we got to do because you're so into getting this money, So anyway, so she did tell, I feel like this is more like we spoke about in a previous episode. This is more like his subconscious talking. So it's like he's not going to tell Ramona everything because she's not from where they're from. She's from she's more refined, I'm assuming. She probably came up from a good upbringing. As you can see, she's in politics and all this. She went to good schools. She speaks well, elite schools. She didn't have his, hood bringing. At least with Angela, she was from there, so she knew what they had to do or why they did what they did to get where they were. Although it was wrong and she became somebody else, she went a different route, she understood him, So that's one of the main differences between the two of them. But yeah, at this point, I felt like, she even said, it's time for me to say goodbye type of thing. So at that point, I felt like that was kind of symbolic, where it was like he was finally really letting her go because he feels like he found something else that he was happy about. So following that, he calls up Ramona shortly after, and it's pretty much official now because they did get a little kiss on, and I'm like, okay, she's scratching that little tingle. She's embracing that tingle that I spoke about in one of the previous episodes. She ain't fully embracing it. She ain't get down, but she's embracing a little something, something. So yeah, more power to you, girl. You better go ahead. You about to get that good, that good. Well, you know why I'm doing that face. You about to, but are you? So yeah. Meanwhile, after that, Bianca, she goes to James' house and does what's called a sneak and peek. They look. They don't really move anything. They pretend that they're the cleaning people. Look around a little bit. Make sure that they put things exactly where it is so that the person wouldn't even realize that somebody had went in and was looking at everything. So, upon doing that, she did discover the shoes that he's worn several times to the daughter's thing that he was going to be doing, that he was supposed to be doing, and also the phone that was planted in his house or his hotel room as well. So following that, when Tasha and Ghost, they had met up at Raina's gravesite. It wasn't really intentional. It was just kind of he was there to kind of talk to, the grave or whatever. And the same thing happened with her. But she said that she always goes. For him, I feel like it was more so one of his first times going. So he lets her know that he pretty much released her from his clutches now. And this is the part where I said, this is the despicable part that I feel. It's you literally sabotage this woman's relationship. You kill the man that she had finally fallen in love with for the second time. And you weren't willing to allow her to leave the marriage despite everything that was going on until you were ready. I feel like that's effed up. Like, that's effed up and that's selfish. And that's the part where I was saying, you know, it's really messed up, you know, that she had to deal with that. And I know that she's in her feelings about it too, because anybody would be like, now you moving on, you feel like you in such a good position, you about to be lieutenant governor and all this, you about to have this good, legit life, and now you want to leave me after I done been with you from the beginning? You want to let this new chick come in, you know? That's when you start really getting your bag. You know, you start really getting your feelings. Like, nah. You know, so I know for her, it's probably like a world of emotions that she's feeling. So yeah, that was pretty selfish to me. So Bianca, now she brought in the evidence that she found to her boss, but he wasn't really buying it. Because he saw all the things, he's like, you know, that's not going to stick, that's not going to stick. But then the final thing that she showed was the phone. And he was calling bullshit at the end of the day. Because he's like, you know, why would this man who's so calculated leave something like this in his freaking hotel room? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Months later. You know, it's just, it doesn't add up. And he was like, the funny thing about it is how Sax had came and was pushing him and pressuring him to get a warrant. He's like, he already know that Sax was the one who did this. So, of course, Sax gets called in to have a little meeting about it. So, Tate, he goes to actually warn Jaime because, remember, he pretty much fed him to the lions and made up a story because he wants to see this man go down so badly. But it seemed like he genuinely came to kind of like warn him, let him know, you know, before anything went down. But James was being so much of an asshole at that moment, telling him that he's a loser and he's a winner. He wants to be like him and this and that. Just saying, like, I know he was mad about the whole Reign of Fun situation. It's not called Reign of Fun, but I forgot, the name evades me at the moment. You know, the Reina project. You know, I know he was upset about that. And I know he was also, you know, upset about how this dude tried to play him many times, tried to get over on him. But, I don't know. It's hard because it's like, do you have to go in that hard on the little boy? Well, I shouldn't call him a little boy, but the man, do you have to go that hard on him? Like, he was just going in and in. It's like he's just like, it's like he finally was like, ha ha, I got my way. You know, like, you get your way and then you want to do a little dance to it too. Like, damn, can I just live? Like, can you just walk away gracefully? No, you want to keep on going and going and going, like trying to get a rise out of somebody. So that got taken in his feelings. Like, you could just see, like, it was like something snapped in his head. He's like, F this dude. Like, I'm done with this dude. So yeah, he just made an enemy right there, like a real full-blown enemy. James, he brings Dre to see, Tyreek ends up bringing Dre to see his father, which he wasn't really expecting because Dre's trying to get him to give him some money, get out of the situation that he put him in for the murder of Jason, which he didn't even do. So he's trying to, like, let him know, like, yo, at the end of the day, I know all your secrets. I know all your son's secrets, and I will snitch on you. So you need to pay me some money so I could be out of here. I got to get out of here. So James is like, you know what? All right, I'll give you $250. I think he said $250,000, did he say? And he was like, meet me so-and-so spot. Dre's like, how do I know that I can trust you? He's like, you came to me. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to, obviously you need me. So yeah. You came to my office to see me, to try to blackmail me. Like, dude, really? He's like, you just gonna have to trust me. And I'm like, I don't know. This dude is out of control this episode, so I don't know. So now, James, he comes face to face. This man got so many names. There's Jamie, James, St. Patrick, Ghost. I mean, all these names are so interchangeable that sometimes I like do a little, I don't know what I'm talking about. But okay. So now he comes face to face with Tommy, and he literally tells Tommy that he's leaving him behind. But Tommy is like, so you leave me behind and you leave me with literally no one. I have no one. Nothing and no one. He's like, I tried to get you out of the game and you didn't want to come. So this is on you. All of a sudden, you see people start shooting at them. So they go, all of a sudden it's like, yo, we gonna work together because if we don't, we gonna die. Come to find out, if I'm not mistaken, I think because James thought that Tommy had got shot, but he didn't. He got away. But when he went over and looked at the dude, it looked like the same dude that was from the campaign. So now, right now, while I'm saying this, I feel like, was that Tate who sent this guy to go after him because of what he did to Tate? Y'all can answer that down below. But that's what I'm kind of feeling now that I'm kind of like having a flashback moment. Yeah. So Sax, he ends up getting the hot seat where he has Tamika as his defender, or, I wouldn't say prosecutor, so his attorney, okay? He has her, and then he has his old boss, and he has Bianca on the other side. So Bianca ends up snitching on him with the fact that he was at the crime scene. But Tamika, she good. So she lets them know that they will be, in trouble or whatever, because at the end of the day, he wasn't supposed to be there. And even her boss, he's like, yo, all this stuff is coming up now. I told you to tell me if there was anything that I need to know before something like this happens. But he's finding out all these things now that they coerced, oh boy, Dre, and all these things is coming up. So it's like everything is just fully illegal. So Tamika's just like, you know what? It's either we want to see you take down the kingpin, blah, 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 or you're going to see the AD goes to jail because of fraud or whatever the hell word she used. There's two ways that this could play out. So y'all got to choose wisely, because I feel like the kingpin one would do better with the public, So, she pretty much helps dude out because he knew he was effed at that moment. But they was both like pretty much snitching each other out. I'm like, why are they even working together? They done snitch each other out in one scene. Now, again, like, y'all don't need to work together. She knows that she can't trust him, but yes, she's trying to trust him because she wants to win so badly. So now, Paz, she's back to let James know that she knows that he didn't kill Angela. I guess because she sees the love that he has. Let me see. Hopefully my card don't cut off because the thing is blinking, but it could just be continuing on. We're going to see. But yeah, she lets him know. And it's funny because one of y'all had asked, like, whatever happened to her? Now we see she back. So yeah, she lets him know that she knows that he didn't do it. Then she kind of mentions, like, maybe you might have had somebody do it. But when she looked into his eyes, she realized that it couldn't have been him. But he has to have seen the person who did it. But he's like, I can't tell you because I don't know. The hesitation right there just kind of lets any logical person know, like, all right, this dude probably knows who did it, but for some reason he's protecting them. So, right then and there she asked him and he didn't tell her, so he was in his feelings. I mean, she was in her feelings about that. And it was like one of those where it's like, you know what, this is the last time you're gonna see me. Like, if you were on fire, I wouldn't even fucking spit on you. Like, that's the type of face and look that she kind of gave him. Meanwhile, over on the other side, Ramona was kind of eavesdropping and heard the conversation, but luckily he didn't say too much. But when she did reveal herself, she kind of told him that she heard it. She's like, we can't really have secrets because that's what broke up my last marriage, and I just want this to be successful, So is there anybody coming after you, the feds or anything? He's like, no, you have nothing to worry about, rest assured. So she takes his word for it. And he does tell her that he had to see Tasha one more time. She was a little, but, she was understanding of it. He's like, I'm just trying to be honest with you to avoid any secrets, and she's like, she wants to be open and honest to avoid secrets. But I know that secretly he was thinking about Angela's voice in his head saying not to tell her everything because she's not from the neighborhood and she wouldn't understand. Allow her to only see the innocent, pure side of him, the good side. So now Tasha, she talks to James again because they're trying to sell the penthouse, and James puts it out there that maybe Tyreek should actually go ahead and confess to, you know, he's old enough to kind of hold himself accountable for his actions, and the dad isn't trying to take up for him anymore. I mean, he done disrespected this man so many times, and he's like over it, you know, and maybe he can clean up his act, get himself together, and stop selling drugs because this might save his life. At least that's his rationale for it. But at the end of the day, he just wants to make sure that his winning streak doesn't end up being a losing streak, and none of his little dirty skeletons inside of his closet comes out, you know? So those are his main goals for what he's saying. It is out of selfishness. I think that he's finally at a point where he's like, I can't even say finally at a point where he's like, I just want to do things for myself, because he's been doing things for himself for a long time. He also did things for the family, but I feel like a lot of the things that he did was out of selfishness, was out of just wanting to be happy and wanting to do things for himself and live his life the way he wanted to. So yeah. So they kind of have like a little bicker batter moment, but she gets upset about it, and he did reveal that he knows that she killed Lakeisha. She tried to pretend like, you know, no, what are you talking about? But she wasn't really too good at lying. I guess with her family, she's more so, well, then again, she didn't get accused really by anybody else, but definitely with Tyreek and with him, you could just kind of see through her lies, and you could kind of, they just knew instantly that she was the one who did it. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm hoping that she doesn't crack that easily under pressure if she's like in front of Tommy or something, because Tommy would dead strangle her ass. So yeah. But she then plays the Terry Silver card, and yeah, so it's like they both have something on each other, and she just doesn't want her son to go down. I mean, one of her kids is already gone. Why would she want her other one to? As Tasha leaves, now Ghost is visited by the ghost of his daughter Raina, and when he talks to Raina about everything and how this is kind of like Tyreek's fault, she lets him know this is not Tyreek's fault. He didn't teach her to lie. She was the one who lied about everything. She could have told the truth. It was the parents who told her how to lie. And that was another thing that kind of was like one of those moments, because your kids are a reflection of you. And I've heard this many times, and even like with my son, like, his little smart ass self, like, but I'm very sarcastic. So, and I see things that his dad does inside of him as well, and I'm just like, like, shake it out of you. But, you know, it's kind of like, it's so true. Your kids are a reflection of you. And she's like, you and mom taught us how to lie. They've been lying their whole lives, pretending to be this elite family who, you know, gets so much money and is part of the high society. But, I mean, they pretty much were, but it was because of what they were doing and lying to everyone around them. So, including the kids. So yeah, he does say that he feels like Tyreek should possibly pay for his actions, and she's like, yeah, I feel like you're right. So once again, his subconscious talking to him. I do feel once again like this is because he hasn't dealt with a lot of things that have happened in his life, and now they're kind of coming out however they want to come out, you know? So yeah. So then when he did have a meeting with Tyreek after that, he told him his thoughts and what he would like him to do, and Tyreek looked like he was betrayed. Like, he looked disgusted and betrayed by his father, because his father, and he looked hurt as well, because his father told him that he would always have his back. You know, he was willing to take the fall for him. He didn't even want Tasha to take the fall because he said he was willing to do it. So now he's looking at him like, yo, I never should have fucking believed you, because you told me that you had it. You told me that you would be the one to handle everything. And now you're telling me to turn myself in? He was like so done with him. I think that was a turning moment where he was just like, you know what, like, I hate you. You know, like one of those moments where it's like a turning point where it's just like, you know what, like, I tried to give you the opportunity so we can get back to being good. But this shit right here, you want me to go to jail? Nah, you ain't my father at all. You just a man on the street. You're just a man that helped to give birth to me, that put your sperm into my mother. Like, that's what it is. You know, so at that point, he just walked out, like, and it was, you could tell he was done. So Bianca, she goes to see both Paz and Tate, and I feel like she was doing this to throw them off, like, just telling them, like, you know, she doesn't have enough evidence for this dude. Because now we see Paz went to her, Tate went to her. Well, Tate, we know, had signed that confession, so she told him she don't need it anymore. And Paz, I guess, evidently went to her most likely after that scene at the club. And she just kind of let them know, like, you know, we don't have anything, so we're going to have to let this go. But I feel like she did because they had just spoken to the judge previously. But maybe they didn't want too many people to know that they was on to him or coming for him. Maybe she wanted it to be a surprise, I'm assuming. Because, yeah, that was the only thing that would kind of make sense. So Ramona, she wanted to kind of like keep things a secret. But James was at the point where he just wanted to be out in public. And he kissed her in front of everybody at the party that they were having at Truth. And it was such a reminiscent type of scene, or a nostalgic type of scene, where it kind of reminded me of when he first saw Angela. If this girl would have had on a freaking red dress while he was looking over, it would have been so creepy, I swear. But luckily she didn't. She had on a blue dress. So now Dre, he's back to talking because he got arrested. Homie set him up. He went to go get the money, and all you see is him surrounded by cops taken into custody. So, homie, you already know he ready to snitch on anybody. He'll probably snitch on his kid when his kid get older if she F's with him or F's with his money. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised, to be honest. But then again, that's the only family that we've seen him have, so maybe not. But I don't know. The way this dude be snitching, like, damn. Damn, bruh. So he tells her, like, she goes up to him, says, you know, I don't know if I could get you out, because he's like, yo, he calls her. And she's like, I don't know if what I could do for you. Like, we're probably pretty much fucked unless you can say yes to this next question that I ask you. You know, otherwise, if not, Jamie's going to be free. You're going to be rotting in here, and I'm going to be effed. So she's like, did James tell you that he killed Terry Silver? He's like, nah. He didn't tell me. I was there. I'm like, yo, this mother. He's like, yeah, I saw him in his house. He's like, you mean in the parking lot? Yeah, I saw him in the parking lot. You know, I tried to tell him to stop. I'm like, yo, this dude is a straight actor, son. Like, yo, you can't mess with people like that. Like, people like that lie like that, you know, it's just, they make me so mad. Like, I mean, I get it. It's, you don't want to be in there because you know you're about to be killed by mad people that don't like you. But like, damn. Even when he's not in such hot water situation, he still be ready to snitch on anybody. Like, you loyal to this person, but you ready to snitch on them. That ain't loyalty, bro. Like, he gonna end up killed in this game. Like, if he continue on that way, he ain't never gonna make it. So yeah, you know, she's like, alright, say no more. I got you. We getting you out. I'm calling the judge right now. Get you out. So Sax, he's hit rock bottom. Tamika told him that he's about to be arrested and taken into custody. This dude is getting off scot-free. So once he hear that, like, once she left, he took a little swig, pipe up his gun, and I'm like, yo, homie's about to take his own life. Oh, listen, the next scene you see Tasha walking towards Truth. You see Tommy walking towards Truth. Who else you see? You see Tyreek walking towards Truth. Paz walking towards Truth. Andre driving. Then he gets out of the car, walking towards Truth. All of them have guns on them. And including this dude. Oh, and Tate walking towards Truth with a gun. Like, all of his enemies was coming to him at one time. And this dude is like locking up, ready to go get his little swerve board, ready to go have some new pum pum, you know what I mean? And all these people is coming to place. Even Bianca was on her way there, and by the time she got there, all she heard was gunshots, and she's like, I'm pretty sure she wasn't going to kill him. I'm pretty sure she might have been going to talk to him, serve him a warrant, or take him in or something. And then she hears gunshots. So I'm excited. Like, my joint has stopped real quick, but I gotta say, we almost done, okay, camera? So So, like, literally, I'm like, nah, this is probably a dream. We gonna see. I'm kind of hoping this is a dream because he can't die. I mean, maybe he's gonna have, like, I'll be sad if he dies right now because he gotta make it to the end, man. He gotta make it to the end. This would be so fucking, like, unexpected and tragic that I would be so annoyed if he dies right now. Like, what's the point of even watching to the end? To see what? So, homie dead got shot, like, in the chest, flying back off the freaking balcony that he was standing off of, the infamous balcony. Yo, shit is crazy, and we don't know who did it because all of these people was coming to the club at the same time. So it's like, who the hell did it? So I'm excited to see who shot this man. Who shot Ghost? Who shot Ghost? Alright, guys. Let me know what you thought about this episode down below. Who do you think did it? I mean, all of them had reasons to do it. All of them was pissed off for some reason or another. It's like he pissed off everybody. I don't know if that was in one day or if that was during the course of a week, but he pissed off mad people. So any of them had good reasons to want to just end him off and just, you know, eliminate him from the picture. But I feel like, but it'd be the ones closest to you. I'm going to say I don't think it was Tasha or Tyreek. But then again, it's like, you never know. This dude really had nothing to lose, Sax, because he could just, it was 2 shots. It looked like Ghost only got 1. So could have shot Ghost and then shot himself, maybe. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you have nothing to lose. He's about to go to jail. So it's like, who wants to be in jail with the people that you put away? So I don't know. But does he have the balls to do it? But then when you got that liquid courage, maybe. All right, we'll see though. Laters.